Welcome everybody to this virtual space where we are going to talk about Zeus. My name is Alberto Toribio. I'm here, one more member of this community, maybe the most engagement one, maybe the one who is putting more money, but just one member after all. Let me talk to you about Zeus and let me introduce you to this community because yesterday we suffered a high pump and I'm sure there are many people new over there. So let me start introducing you to our lore and talking a bit about Zeus. Zeus is the name of a character originally created by Andy House, an independent artist that created this character as a gift for Jaggedsoft. Jaggedsoft is the creator of the Binance API. Andy House was inspired by the Mad Fury ecosystem to create this character, and by doing that, she created one of the most amazing meme coins in the crypto space. Zeus has some things that make it special, as its eyes, its rainbow tongue, and it is the PepesDog. It is inspired in the Mad Fury artwork, and very soon after the creation of this character, the Pepe ecosystem adopted it and started to talk about this as the Pepe's dog. So it was organic, it was something created as something original. Zeus is inspired in the dog of Jaggedsoft. So there is a real dog behind this, there is a real story, and there is an artist called Andy House who is creating everyday new creations, amazing things for this community. This is part of the Zeus lore, but let me talk to you about how we get there here. Zeus was created 2 years ago as a character, but it was last year in June when the coin was launched. After that, we saw an explosive movement until the 26 million last all-time high. So 26 million is for many people one stop before of moving higher until 2.2 billion. Why 2.2 billion is a number that repeats a lot, that gets repeated a lot in our community? Because Zeus is a beta play. A beta play in the crypto ecosystem is a meme coin that was created as a companion of a specific character. And when this happens, and usually if this coin is succeed, it usually reaches the 20% of the all-time high of its parent. In our case, since our parent is the most popular meme coin in the entire crypto ecosystem, for sure with permission of Dogecoin, well, that 20% of the all-time heights of Pepe is 2.2 billion. That's why 2.2 billion is our end of cult event, and that's why we are here to fight for that event to produce. What we are doing now is running a CTO process. A CTO is a community takeover process, and if you are new here, let me explain you how does this work. On October of 2025, the community took over the project to run it, and we deployed our first DAO. Many people from the ecosystem with years of experience in the crypto scene, like me, for example, I started founding a crypto exchange back in 2014 with the support of a Spanish bank called Bank Inter. You can find more about it. It is called CoinFame. It was the first company founded using Bitcoin as social capital. And this is just an example. The people involved in this project are people with a lot of experience in crypto, with a long-term vision and with a strategy and plan to execute the success of this coin. So this CTO started back in October 2025. The first thing we did was deploying a DAO and establishing a constitution. After that, we created some utilities. And we did it because our vision is creating not only a community, but also a set of utilities around this brand, around Zeus. The reason we believe on that vision It is because Zeus is the first or one of the first coins, meme coins in the ecosystem that integrates AI into its own lore and narrative. And this is something new, part of how and the vision of the people running this CTO. And let me explain you what's behind this. Today, AI is being used on meme coin communities to do many things. AI was used at the beginning to expand the action or the basically how far did your community reach by letting the people use ChatGPT to produce original creations based on the character of the meme coin. This was the first time where we saw AI producing an effect on the crypto ecosystem. But now the creation of software is possible by anyone. So anyone can create software thanks to the AI agents. In a world where everyone can create software, the only thing you need to perform is are not developers anymore, are just people engaged with something, with a brand, with a company, with a product, with whatever, and you need to empower them with AI. This is what we are doing at Zeus. We started by empowering people, like for example, Groko. You'll see Groko in the channel, for example, and many other people with AI tools. So they started to creating amazing things. At the beginning, these things were experiments, like small games. Then they started to create full 3D metaverses, football games with my voice cloned to talk in the match. They created a lot of amazing things. And then this experiment became serious. They started to create tools we were paying for. They replicated tools we were paying for. Like, for example, Radar. Radar is a plugin on Telegram that allows you to promote tweets and encourage people to retweet or reply to these contents, right? So the people thought about it and they said, hey, if we have an AI agent, why we don't create this tool and we stop paying Radar? And now you understand why the software as a service companies have started to decline on the public stock market, right? Because the companies and the people have started to create their own tools and they have stopped paying for them. So this is what has happened in Zeus. So we move forward, right? And we let the people create amazing things. And now we're in the process of creating more and more utilities around our coin. So in a world where everybody can create, we think that the most benefit projects are meme coin communities. And I say this because if you look at around you in the crypto scene, you'll see a lot of innovation for sure, but none of this innovation is related with AI at all. For example, you can see, I don't know, standards like the 402 for payments promoted by Coinbase. You can see the standard 8004 for AI agents, but this is not producing a huge impact on the ecosystem. In the meanwhile, the meme coin communities are reducing the cost of growth to almost zero, and they are creating amazing tools just because the people now are able to do it in the same way they are able to create original creations by using ChatGPT, for example. So I think the next big thing is the meme coin communities. We are one of the first communities stepping in on this movement, and by doing that, I think we are doing a novel thing and empowering our community. So this is another thing that makes Zeus special. If we continue talking about what is Zeus and why Zeus is so special, we need to say that Zeus is a fair launch project. So a fair launch project is a project where when the token was created, someone put liquidity into Uniswap and renounced to that liquidity forever. So someone lose money basically at some point in the past, in June last year, to create Zeus. There is liquidity, renounce, locked forever there. So it means you will be able to sell every time you want. The liquidity is there for you, defining a floor, but also having or defining a warranty for everyone if they want to sell. This is one important thing. Second, the contract is locked forever, so no change can be introduced into this game. Taxes are set to zero. And please don't trust on what I am saying. Please click on here and verify. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the fixed supply. Zeus has a specific supply, but that's not all. It is like Bitcoin, but it has something a bit special. Since the liquidity is renounced on Uniswap, Uniswap is collecting fees. Not because the contract has any fee at all, but because Uniswap, a third-party service like 1inch or others, charges you a small fee. Part of that fee in the AMMs like Uniswap is for the liquidity provider. In this case, the liquidity provider is who owns the liquidity on Uniswap. But guess what? That person is no one because their liquidity is renounced. So it means that every day Zeus or Uniswap is collecting fees and delivering these fees to no one. So it's like if we were burning Zeus every day. For example, yesterday that number of Zeus burned were 2.88 and today it is 2.89. So every day we burn Zeus, making Zeus basically more and more valuable. This is something that makes Zeus special, but believe me, the most important thing for us is our artist. Everything was built around her. Our artist is very special because it is the living proof that Zeus was not created uh, on a GPG image or PNG image or whatever. It was an original creation, handmade craft by Andy House, and she has created a lot of amazing stuff like statues and a lot of stuff. So the art is live, is not something static that was created time ago. It is something live. It is evolving every day. The creator is with us, working every day to create genuine artworks. In fact, I invite you to go to the dreamscape of Zeus in OpenSea, where you'll find the original NFT collection created by Andy House, and it's an excellent way of investing in Zeus in a different way, right? So coming back to Zeus, Zeus it's special because it's at the middle of three different things. It is an IP protected meme coin. It means the intellectual property is protected. It is a coin which is a dog. We know that dogs usually overperform the entire meme coin market, and it is part of the Mad Fury ecosystem. So it is at the middle, in the intersection of three things that are really, really special. That's why we bet on this project for the long term. There are people like me building every day, investing their own money, thousands of dollars every month, not on buying the token, or not only on buying the token, as on investing in things that doesn't produce any direct revenue for us, which is, for example, paying the bill for AI, investing thousands of dollars on new creations, collaborations, hiring people for basically developing software and doing other stuff. So everything we do has a plan behind that. We have a long-term plan, and the plan of the whales here on this project is not selling. This is not a project where we have a team with their bags full of the token looking to cash out at some point, listing the token on an exchange or something like that. There is no one behind this project. There are just people engaged like we do. And basically what we do is building amazing things to increase the community. Our vision in the long term is covering or hedging our position by using derivatives so we can produce a cash flow by providing liquidity. So providing liquidity is what we want with our bugs, and this is how we basically teach to our whales, and this is our long-term plan. Accumulating as much CUs as possible to then provide liquidity and generate cash flow. Cash flow is what we want to generate to reinvest a small part of that cash flow into the community to continue creating value, and then collect part of that cash flow for ourselves, for sure, because this is how we produce revenue, but not by selling, because there is no need for that. If we list CEOs at some point on a perps market, which is something I am in for that and up for that, we will be able to cover our exposure by using a hedging position. So there is no need for selling. This is our long-term vision. We are not buying a lottery ticket. We are buying a cash flow machine. So in this journey, we built a lot of amazing stuff, especially over this desert journey, right? Or journey over the desert in the last, I don't know, 5 months, right? We were building, we were believing in the project, we were encouraging and empowering people, and we built first the ENS service. And ENS, as you can see, or you probably know, is a tool that allows you to have an alias on your address. So it's not only to have an alias to send you money or whatever, it's part of your identity. And we encouraged people, especially whales, to register their own ENS. This was crucial because in this way we identify the people and we included them into a special channel in Telegram. So we created a core team by doing this. This was a very interesting and smart move, in my opinion, that paid dividends. Then, apart for sure of the governance tool, or DAO, we deployed back in October, and that allowed us to vote our first constitution. We created some utilities like this one, which is the holders webpage. The holders webpage was important because it allows you, after the creation of the ENS service, knowing who are the whales, how much money they hold, and encourage them to compete one each other's and stay strong on holding and demonstrate that they hold CEOs and they are here for the long term. This is a public and living proof of our commitment with the community. This was really important and created a precedent and a milestone on the project. So here you can see some names, aliases of people who are in the core team. And then we created more and more tools, right? We created Good Boy, a tipping service that allows you to tip CEOs on Twitter. So this project allowed us to deploy CEOs in a different chain, which was Base. And by doing that, we created the foundations to deploy crypto consumer experiences for our project. This is a self-custody solution that allows you to deposit CEOs here and send tips to anybody on Twitter. It doesn't matter if they have a wallet or not. They are going to receive CEOs on Twitter, and they will be able to withdraw the CEOs from this tool or resend the CEOs to someone else without paying any fee at all. They just need to send a tweet that says, hey, our name in Twitter, send whatever amount to the mention of the guy you want to send CEOs to. So this was really, really fun in Christmas, and it's allowed us to increase the reach of our project to more people on Twitter. We continue building, right? And we now get to the tool we released the other day, 1 week ago. And this is what has produced a big pump into CEOs. Let me explain you why. This is a tool that allows you to put liquidity to defend the price. Why someone will be interested on putting liquidity here? Because there's 3 reasons. First, you could put liquidity here in ETH, and by doing that, you are earning fees. If the price goes down, touch your liquidity position, and then rebounds and goes up, you have earned fees because the people who are buying in Uniswap are paying fees that are going to be delivered to you. Second, because you want to buy the dip. This is the reason, because I was using this tool for myself. I built this for myself time ago. And to do that, you need to open a liquidity position, and then when the price recedes and it is lower than your liquidity range, you can withdraw your position, and now you have Zeus instead of ETH. And the third reason it is you can earn and generate fees with it. So let me explain you how does this work, because it's really, really simple. Um, Let me close first a position I have here so I can show you how it works. So this is the form you need to fill out. And by using this form, you are not using a protocol we have created full of risk where you can be scammed. Basically, this is using Uniswap version 4 under the hood. The reason because we created this, it is because it allows you to define a liquidity range very, very tight, just behind the current price. So to use it, all you need to do is click here, connect your wallet for sure, click here and put the amount of ETH you want, and click here on add a defense line. Let me put 0.2, for example. Okay. By doing that, you have created a liquidity line. These things you see on the chart are liquidity lines. There's people putting liquidity there to defend the price. They do, as I explained, because they earn fees, because because they want to buy the dip, or maybe they don't want to buy the dip, they just want to earn fees. So when the price touch their liquidity position and it rebounds, since it is so concentrated, because it is defined in just one tick in Uniswap, a tick is the minimum range you can define in Uniswap, you earn a lot of fees even if you are putting a very low amount of money. So I have created the liquidity position. If I reload the web page here at the bottom, you can see your liquidity position. Let me explain you what you see here. First, you see the market cap range. Basically, this is the range where you are putting liquidity. If the price is over 1.88 million of market cap now, so you are putting liquidity from 1.87 and 1.88. If the price goes down and it reaches, let's say, 1.5 million of market cap, what you'll be doing will be buying Zeus. So your position now is full on ETH. You have $46 on ETH and 0 on Zeus. If the price goes below this number, 1.87, for example, 1.5 million of market cap, your position is going to be full of Zeus. And then you can withdraw, close position and withdraw. But you don't need to do it. You can just wait, and if the price goes up again, as the price goes through your position, you'll be earning fees for sure, and your position will be in ETH again. So what we usually do is following the price. So as the price goes up, we close our position and we coordinate one each other in the channel. We close our position and we open the position again, because this is automatically adjusted to the current to the current price. So by doing that, we basically are following the price, right? As it moves higher and higher and higher, and we establish a buy pressure just below the current price. This is really interesting. It's a very novel tool that allow us to create a 3-3 game. Do you remember this game theory models created 4 years ago by many protocols that allowed people to coordinate and achieve a shared goal where that makes the price explode? Well, this is a novel thing of doing something similar. And I think that these novel things are usually, and this is something never seen in the crypto, or especially in the meme coin scene, are what push the price higher when the people understand what's happening under the hood. Because I think the people didn't understood yet why the price is pumping up. let me explain you why. If you go to the chart of Zeus, let me explain you when we launched the protocol. We launched this tool here. Do you see what's happening here on this candles? Is almost plain. The price were about to go down, but we hold the price here because many people, well, not too many, really, 2 or 3 people were putting liquidity there. We were holding the price with just 5K. And look at what we achieved with just 5K US dollars of liquidity, which is almost nothing. So I think this is just about to start. So now we hold the line here again, which it is, by the way, a resistance, okay, a support in this case. In this case, it is supporting the price at this level. And now we are going to do the same again. We're going to repeat the process. We found a way to push the price higher and higher and higher. For how long? Well, it's a good question. I was reflecting a lot on this tool, and we are discovering the power of this tool as we are using it, right? Because we were able to produce a 2x movement, okay? The price increased 200% or something like that, or 100%, let's say, by using 5K of liquidity. Okay. To produce a new pump here, we need, let's say, 8K of liquidity, which is not too much. Something, again, we can achieve by ourselves without the contribution of no one in the community. But let's say the people understand the game and they start to put in liquidity position. It doesn't matter if they are small. It doesn't matter if they are for 50 US dollars or whatever. But many people start to do it. If they do, we can reach a new all not all-time high, because our all-time high was in 27 million, right? But a new milestone. And then more people join to the project, and more people understand the game, and more people join to put liquidity there. And we support the price again, and we push the price higher and higher and higher and higher. And I think it's a money printing machine, right? Is something really, really interesting. It's not a Ponzi scheme or something like that. If you are thinking on this, it's just interest of people on defending the price. That's all. And people looking to buy the dip. That's all. All we do is coordinate people with this tool. So I think it's a novel and powerful tool that it is going to be used across the entire ecosystem. I'm sure of that. We were the first on introducing this dynamic. And if we succeed on explaining the people how to use it, if we succeed on encouraging people on using the tool and putting liquidity there, it doesn't matter if your position is small or whatever, it's very interesting to promote the price and make the project grow. So we found the holy grail or something like that for our project. As you can see, we are building every day different tools, different things, amazing experiences like Good Boy, for example, like the ENS, like many things. Hive Mind, I didn't talk about this one. This is a tool to coordinate people to promote content on Twitter. But this tool, the liquidity tool, is a game changer. So I just wanted to pass to go over here to say hello to everyone who joined to our community yesterday and over these 3 days, to explain to all of you why we are pumping up. Welcome to the community. Get familiar with our lore, but understand why we are pumping up. It is not we are a cool meme coin, and but by the way, we are. But it is because we created an amazing tool that allows the people to coordinate on defend the price. So please get familiar with the lore. Please enjoy of our community and help us to defend the price. Thank you for attending this live space. I hope having more time with you guys in the future these days, and see you on the Telegram chat. Have a good day.